forever with vacation and then coming back, and you gotta get in the groove of things. I was so lazy last week and I was so tired. Me and my husband joke around that like we need a vacation from our vacation, because going with the kids to Disney was like, it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. It was fun, but it was a lot of work, you know what I mean? So yeah, I need a vacation from that vacation still. So this week I'm finally getting back in the groove of things, and I'm so excited to be filming today. I finally have a drugstore, all drugstore makeup for you guys today. Some products I've used before and some products are brand new, so you're gonna be getting like my first impression kind of review on things. And I'm super excited to have this video. I know it's been super requested for me to have an all drugstore video. So yeah, I'm super excited. I ordered a lot of these things from Ulta.com. I know that's not like officially like drugstore, but they do carry a lot of drugstore brand makeup. So, and it's a lot easier for me just to go online than to actually run to a store. Honestly, I'm always home. Like, I don't leave my house. So it's a lot easier for me just to order online and receive it at the house and go somewhere, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm super excited for this video. If you guys are new to my channel, make sure you hit that little button down below before you go. And I guess I don't think I have anything else to tell you guys, so let's just jump right into the video. Alright guys, I'm going to be starting off with my base today, and for that, I'm going to start off with the NYX Angel Veil Primer. If you guys hear any noise, it's because my son's right there. So I'm going to start off with this NYX Angel Veil Primer, and we're going to be applying this all over my face today. I've heard a lot of good things about this primer, so we'll see. Honestly, I think this was like 16 bucks, and I thought it was going to be a lot bigger than what it is. It's like super tiny, but they always deceive you, like online, you know? If you guys see any patchiness on my forehead, it's because we were on vacation and I didn't put any sunscreen on my forehead one day, so now I'm peeling. As you can see, I'm like super dark. So now I'm going to go in with this NYX Born to Glow Liquid Illuminator, and I'm going to be applying this underneath my foundation just to give myself like a healthy glow kind of thing. I think this is the Rose Gold one, so we will see how this looks. Whoa! You could always put this on top of your foundation for obviously a liquid highlight, but I'm going to put this underneath just so I can give myself like that healthy glow underneath my foundation. As you can see, it really gave me that healthy glow to my skin. So now going in with foundation, I'm going to go in with this Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. I love this foundation. It's such a good foundation, and it's only like $4. And this little spatula thing that it comes with, I think is super cool. So we're gonna be applying this all over our face. And this is like a pretty medium coverage foundation. I wouldn't say it's too full, but I wouldn't say it's light. I think it's like a medium but buildable coverage. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that all in. ¿Qué pasa, papi?
Mom?
Yeah, mommy's working.
Making work?
Yeah, work.
Daddy work? Daddy work?
Yeah, Daddy's at work too.
Too?
Mm-hmm.
And makeup.
Yeah, with makeup.
And more.
Okay, so as you can see, the foundation went on really flawlessly. I just love this foundation, especially for photos, like photography. It's such a pretty foundation. Okay, so for concealer, I'm going to go in with either this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow or this NYX HD Concealer. They're both in the shade medium. This one looks a lot lighter, and this one looks more of like a peachy undertone. So I think I'm going to go in with this to color correct and in with this to highlight. So we'll see how it goes. I've swatched them on my hands, and they definitely seem like super light coverage. So I don't know if this is going to be like super high coverage, but we will see. Okay, I'm going to go in with the NYX one first and just blend that out. So I blended it out pretty well. I do think that these are more of like a light medium color than like a medium color, because it seems like super light for me. I'm going to go ahead and go with this L'Oreal Pro Glow right here just to kind of highlight. And at the same time that I'm doing this, I'm going to go ahead and drag it over my eyes to really cover up any discoloration that we have up there, just to prime our lids. You see how light that looks? I don't know if it's my lights that are making it look that light or if it's just that light, you know what I mean? Okay, so that's my first time testing out those concealers, and I will say it's definitely like a light coverage. These for me are more of like an everyday concealer. And as for medium, I don't think these are medium. They look like super light, which I'm not a huge fan of. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and go in with the NYX concealer to highlight the center of my face, because I do feel like that Pro Glow one is a little bit too light. I'm gonna put a little bit more up here because it didn't cover too much. All right, I guess that's looking a little bit better. It still looks a little crazy to me. I think it's a little bit too highlighted, but we're gonna try to fix that later. So far, everything that I've tried, I've really liked. The only con would be the concealers. They're just a little bit too light, but as far as the coverage goes, I do like the coverage. I just wish I would've got a different color. But right now we're gonna go ahead and set everything and set our face, and I'm gonna use this Makeup Revolution Banana Setting Powder. It looks super similar to the Ben Nye setting powder. So I've tried the Ben Nye setting powder, and I was never too much of a fan because it's a little bit too yellow, which is what this looks like. But we're just gonna give it a go. I don't like to bake too much on like an everyday basis. I'm more of like, I'll bake for 2.5 seconds. I guess you could say I like to call it setting instead of baking. But just for the purpose of this video, I know a lot of people like to bake, so I'm just gonna test it out with this. And if it's a little bit too yellow, I'm gonna go ahead and mix in some Airspun from Coty and lighten up that yellow a little bit. Okay, so first off, it has like these little like dots. I forgot what it's called, like a sifter or something like that. What a pain in the ass. Like, it takes 5 years to get a whole bunch of product out. I don't understand. Okay, I got as much as I could. So I'm gonna go ahead and go underneath my eyes one more time just to make sure everything's really blended out. Okay, for real, my number one complaint is this packaging. It sucks. Okay, now that I've really set everything, I'm gonna go in with this Coty Airspun. You guys have seen me use this countless of times on my channel, and I'm just gonna go ahead and set the rest of my face. I'm not gonna bake it. I'm just gonna take a big fluffy brush and just use it all over my face and kind of dust away this banana powder at the same time. I like to really like push it in, and then once it's pushed in, then I'll dust away. Okay, so my thoughts on that banana powder, it actually really surprised me. I actually really like the way my skin looks right now and the finish. It doesn't really look that bad. I'm gonna test out flash photography real quick, and let's see how that goes. Okay, so I got no flashback on that photo whatsoever. I am a lot lighter than my shoulders, but we'll get past that. Okay, so to go ahead and set our skin so I don't look so powdery, I'm gonna go ahead and try this Makeup Revolution Pro Fix Illuminating Fixing Spray. I'm gonna go ahead and spray my whole face. So right off the bat, I really like the mist that it shoots out. It doesn't like shoot you where you have like dots all over your face. It's a very good like fine mist, just like MAC Fix Plus. The only thing I will say is the scent is weird. It kind of smells like paint, like acrylic paint or something like that. But I mean, it seems like it set everything down pretty well, so we'll see how that goes. I do like the mist, I just don't like the scent, you know what I mean? Okay, and for highlighting my face today, I have two options. I can either go in with Sleek makeup that just got sold or is new to Ulta, and this is the palette in Solstice, or I can go in with this CARLI BYBEL palette, her first one, with those highlight shades. So I think I am just gonna do possibly both. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the Sleek makeup one first, and I'm gonna take, I hate when they put like stupid brushes in it. I'm gonna take this one right here, this pretty champagne looking color, but it doesn't come off champagne when you swatch it. It looks very white. You guys see how white that is? And let me swatch the other one, which is like a pink one. That one comes off pretty white too, so they honestly kind of look the same. So we're just gonna take that champagne one and see what it looks like. Okay, so that looks really pretty on camera, but in person it looks super white on my skin tone. Maybe because I'm super tan right now, but Okay, it's definitely a super intense highlight. I do think if you're a little bit lighter in skin tone than me, it might look better on you, but on me, it's a little bit too intense and too white. So I'm gonna try toning that down, and I'm gonna go into the CARLI BYBEL palette, and I think I'm gonna take a mixture of, I'm gonna try this one and maybe top it off with this one. This one's a little bit too bronze, but we're just gonna see how it turns out. Okay, that didn't really do too much. I don't think it's because of the CARLI BYBEL palette. I think it's because that SOLISTICE Sleek palette is like super intense. I'm gonna use the CARLI BYBEL palette to highlight the rest of my face because I think my cheeks are a little bit too much, you know what I mean? I've never been too much of a fan of like that intense highlight. Like I like that golden champagne look. But as far as like the super intense highlight like this, I think it's like super unnatural looking. Looks really pretty in pictures, but I feel like in person, it looks a little bit too much. For my nose highlight, that CARLI BYBEL palette seems really pretty. Like up here, it looks really pretty. So I'm a really big fan of that CARLI BYBEL palette for highlighting. I'm gonna go on top of this highlight with my beauty blender to see if I can kind of tone it down. I feel like that kind of worked a little bit. This is one of the reasons why I like going in with highlight first before contour and everything, because I feel like if it does get a little bit too intense, when you go in with your bronzer and with your contour, it really tones things down a little bit. Go ahead and set all that again before I move on with this MILANI Make It Dewy setting spray. And you only want to, when you spray this, you only want to spray around twice on each side because this is kind of an oily based setting spray. Now moving on to contouring and bronzing, I'm going to jump into this Makeup Revolution contour palette, and I'm going to take a mixture of these two colors right here and use that to really bronze and contour my face. I'm not going to really like contour too much. I'm basically just going to really bronze up my skin just because, as you can see, my shoulders are super dark from the pool. Okay, so this is bronzed and this is not bronzed. So I kind of like that palette actually, and I don't believe that this was too expensive at all. Ulta always has like really good deals, especially on like drugstore brands. They always have like buy one get one half off. So I always feel like it's worth it to buy the drugstore makeup from there just because you get a lot of deals like that. Especially with Ulta having points, every time you purchase you get like cash on your purchases, you know what I mean? I actually really like that bronzer. So I'm going to use it and drag it down my neck a little bit. Okay, so you can totally tell the difference between this side and that side. I actually really like that powder. It looks kind of scary because it's really orangey kind of looking, but I feel like for a bronzer, I'm okay with like oranges. You don't want it to be too cool because that's when it can get really muddy looking. And you don't want to mix too cool of a tone of a contour and then mix too orange of a bronzer on top, because then that also can make it really muddy looking. I've done it before, so if you've done it, you are not alone. Okay, and now for a nose contour, I'm going to jump in to a mixture of, I think I'm going to go into this color. It looks like it's a good mix between a warm and a cool tone. And I'm going to nose contour with that. I think this palette comes in a cream form too, and now I'm like super intrigued because I really like the color selection that they give you on this. I actually really like that right now. I'm gonna go over it with my beauty blender just in case I went a little bit too hard. So as you can tell, my highlight has kind of settled down now just because we put a little bit of bronzer. Once I go over top with some blush, I'm going to go on top a little bit more with that CARLI BYBEL highlight just to bring it out a little bit more again. So now I'm going to take this NYX Ombre blush right here. This is the color Nude to me, and it's a really pretty like nude bronzy kind of shade. It seems like it has a little bit of glitter, but that's okay. I'm using a Morphe E4, and I'm going to put that on the top of my cheekbones. That is a really pretty blush. I really like that actually. Goes with like the bronzy, glowy kind of skin. It looks really pretty. So I'm gonna go back into that champagne color highlight with a smaller brush. This one is a 510, I wanna say, a 501 from Morphe. And I'm gonna go back in with that champagne color and just hit the top of my cheekbones again. Okay, I'm gonna go back in with that bronzer blush and just kinda blend everything in together. No additional product on it. And one last time, going in with that Makeup Revolution setting spray. Right, that is done for the face. So far, I actually really liked the way everything looked today. I really like that contouring and bronzer palette. That was really nice. Everything blended out really seamlessly. No patchiness, no nothing. And it comes with a good versatility of colors, so I really like that palette. That blush, I love that blush. I really wanted to try the mauve one, but I chickened out and I got the nude one first. So I'm probably gonna go back and pick that up. That CARLI BYBEL highlighting or highlighters in her palette, I really like that. The sleek palette I really did like too, but it's a little bit too light for me. So far so good on everything. Now I'm gonna go in for my brows, and I've used this product a lot. And honestly, for me, I didn't pick up anything else from the drugstore because this is the best one, I think, at the drugstore. So this is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. I saw that they came out with like an actual definer one, just like Anastasia, so I really want to try that one. But as far as this one goes, this is probably an exact dupe for Anastasia's brow pencil. I haven't tried the Benefit one, so I don't know, but as far as the Anastasia one, this is like super similar. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill in my brows. I've done that like so many times on my channel, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so brows are on. We're gonna go ahead and move to our eyes. I think I'm gonna do something really simple, really quick. I did buy this NYX liquid liner because I heard it was comparable to the NYC liquid liner. So I'm gonna try this. I'm not too excited about it just because I hate doing wing liner. That's just because I'm lazy, not because of anything else. I'm just lazy. I prefer to wear like big lashes, but I think I'm gonna jump into this CARLI BYBEL palette. So right off the bat, I have tried this one other time other than this video, just because I recorded this video and then I didn't like it, so I'm re-recording it kind of thing. I'm not too much of a fan of this palette. I tested out these highlighters for the first time in this video today, and I do really like the highlights. As far as like the shadows, it's not like the shadows are bad, it's just there's not enough mattes for me to make a really pretty eye look, in my opinion. I think there's a little bit too many shimmers in here. I would have to go into another palette and then go into this one. I don't necessarily think this is just like your go-to palette. You don't need anything else. I feel like you do need another palette if you do purchase this. Unless you're into shimmers, I just don't like to put shimmers into my crease, so I'm just biased. So for that reason alone, I'm not too huge of a fan of this palette, but I do believe her new palette has more mattes in it. I don't know, but that's just my personal opinion. If you guys have this palette, let me know down below how you feel about it, and if I'm wrong and I'm just being kind of bitchy. But so I think I'm gonna go in to just like a natural like rose, or not rose gold, like a natural like rosy kind of eye, or not rosy, why do I keep saying rosy? A natural gold kind of shimmery eye, and that's about it. So I'm gonna go into these two colors right here and mix them together and place them all over my lid. So I'm gonna zoom you in a little bit. And this one is without spraying it, so let's see how it goes. Yeah, give me 5 minutes, okay? Okay, I'm gonna jump into this color right here and just place this on the middle of my lid. Okay, like I said, I'm not crazy about it. It's really pretty. The shimmers are pretty. I just feel like there's nothing that's really gonna go into the crease too much with the look that I have on right now. So that's why I'm being a little bit biased. I am gonna pick up that first pink highlight shade right here, and I'm gonna use that to highlight my brow bone. I don't know why I said brow bone. I'm gonna use that to highlight my inner corners. There we go. Okay, so I think I'm gonna use that highlight champagne color and use that to top it off. And then I'm gonna use that champagne color for my brow bone this time. Okay, so I think that's pretty. I am just gonna quickly jump back into that contour palette, and I'm gonna pick up this bronze shade one more time, and I'm going to go in with this Morphe Rose Gold R38 brush and just pick it up and dust that really lightly into my crease, just to add a little bit of definition. You can already see the difference between this eye and that eye by just adding that contour shade in. So that would be like my only complaint about her palette, is that she doesn't really have like too many mattes to like work with. And I just feel like I'm a more of a matte girl. I don't like to really put shimmer into my crease. I just feel like it can make things look kind of dirty and kind of messy. So for that reason alone, I'm not a huge fan of that palette. The shimmers are pretty, but I just feel like it could have used a little bit more matte. But if you have a lot of palettes with mattes in it, then totally go for it, and you can totally interchange and mix and match from palettes. You don't have to be stuck to one palette. I'm just being a little bit critical, that's all. Okay, I think that's all I'm gonna do for the top of my eyes. Now for my under eyes, I'm gonna use that same color that I just used, and I'm just gonna dust that back and forth underneath my lower lash line. And that's it. Now I'm gonna go in with the Nude Rimmel Eye Kohl and line my lower lash line with that in my waterline. All right, now that we have applied the nude liner, I'm gonna go in with this NYX matte liquid liner and do a small little wing. Nothing too crazy because this look isn't really dramatic. So we're gonna go ahead and test this out real quick and see how it compares to that NYC one. I can't believe that they don't sell that NYC one, because that thing is like bomb and it's like $1, you know? That thing is so good. So let's see if I can do this wing on camera. Okay, so far that goes on pretty well. Let me zoom you guys in a little bit more. Okay, so far that went on pretty well. Let's see if I can pull off this wing. Okay, so one thing I do notice compared to the NYC one is that it does dry up a little bit quicker. The NYC one is a little bit more liquidy than this one. But so far, not so bad. Okay, so we have one wing down, one more to go. Wish me luck. It's always so hard to make a wing into twins, I swear. So I went ahead and I finished applying this eye. I don't know how much they match. I think this one's a little bit thicker, but it is what it is. I'm feeling lazy, so. I will say I do actually really like this liquid liner. I do think it's a little bit harder to maneuver than the NYC one, just because I think it's the top, like it's really long. So I feel like it's a little bit harder to control and it's a little bit flimsier, but I will say it is a pretty good dupe for it though. It's almost similar. The only thing is that this one does dry quicker than the NYC one, which could be a pro and a con. A con in the sense of like when you build up over it, it's a little bit difficult to build up over it, but it is a pro that it does dry quicker because it doesn't transfer as fast as the NYC one. The NYC one you have to wait a little bit so that it doesn't transfer. This one dried pretty quickly, so it worked out great. So those are my thoughts on that. Now on to mascara. I'm going to go into this L'Oreal new mascara, the Lash Paradise. L'Oreal has great mascara, so I'm really excited for this one. I think this is, yeah, this is Blackest Black. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this to the top and bottom lashes. I have short lashes, so no matter what mascara I use, they're like invisible. But I will say like L'Oreal mascaras are like my favorite for sure. I just feel like they last the longest. I love how thick and fat the wand is. I'm not a huge fan of like the skinny ones. I really like the fat ones. I don't know why. Before I apply falsies, I'm going to go ahead and do my lips first. And for that, I'm going to go in with the Makeup Revolution Lip Kit in Noble. I threw away the packaging and I hate myself for it because it literally is an identical dupe to Kylie Jenner's lip kits. As you can tell, it comes with a lip liner and then a liquid lipstick, and the lip liner literally looks identical to it. So this is the color Noble. I don't think Kylie has any like identical color to this one. I tried looking at some of mine and they were a little bit off, so I would say maybe Candy K, but Candy K is a little bit more pinkier, whereas this one is a little bit more of a brown beige undertone. But I'm going to go ahead and line my entire lips with this lip liner real quick. I will say already off the bat, it's super comparable, the looks of it, to the ColourPop one as well, which I've always thought Kylie's like lips are comparable to ColourPop anyways. Okay, first impression off of this lip kit. This actually looks really similar to Kylie's 22. 22 might be a little bit more on the orangey side, but it's a really good dupe for that color. I will say off the bat, this is literally almost the exact same thing as Kylie's lip liners. This is an amazing dupe and for such a more affordable price. This is awesome. Now let's go ahead and jump into the liquid lipstick and see how that compares. So far, it feels really nice. It's not sticky right now, and it doesn't seem like it's too drying. The formula seems a little bit moussier than Kylie's, which I actually really like because hers can be a little bit watery. But so far, I like it. Right now, it's a little bit tacky, but I'm gonna go ahead and apply the lashes, and then we'll go back and see how I feel about the lips. So for lashes, I'm gonna jump into the Nicole Guerrero EYELURE in 143. These lashes right off the bat kind of remind me of Coco Goddess lashes and House of Lashes Iconics. They do seem a little bit thick and bulky, so we'll see how these look on. The trick with these lashes, because these are really spiky, I don't know if you guys can tell, they're super spiky lashes. As you can see, they have like no curl to them. So the trick to these lashes is applying them from the top. That way it stands out a little bit more and doesn't seem like it's like pulling your eyes down. So while we're waiting for this lash glue to dry a little bit, I'm gonna go back into that illuminating fixie spray and spray myself one more time. Okay, so far, not really tacky, everything's going well. It's a little tacky, but it's not bad at all. It actually feels really comfortable to wear. I wonder how like comfortable this would be to wear for a long amount of time, you know? Okay, so there's one lash and here's one without. Okay, update on the lips while we wait for this lash to dry. Watch this. You see how my lips get stuck together? It's weird, it's like it went on super comfortable, but as it sits, it's a little bit like tacky. And when it's tacky, when you put your lips together, it like takes some of the lipstick off. Super weird. I love the lip liner, but as far as like the liquid lip, not my fan. Okay guys, so that wraps up this makeup full face drugstore makeup routine. I actually was really pleasantly surprised with a lot of products today. The one product that really stood out, the one product that actually really stood out to me that I didn't think would was definitely the Makeup Revolution banana powder. I hated the Ben Nye one, but this one is not bad at all. For some reason, it doesn't leave you such a yellow cast like the Ben Nye one. So I was really impressed with that one, as well as the NYX liquid liner. I'm not a big fan of wing liners, but when I do wear a wing liner, I want it to be easy and I want it to be really sharp. So I was really impressed with that. As far for the things that let me down, I will say the CARLI BYBEL palette isn't one of my favorites. I don't think it's a necessity unless you like to use different palettes. For me, if I'm going to use one palette, I want it to have everything in that palette, you know what I mean? But I do feel like the highlighters in that palette were really pretty, as well as a sleek one. It was a little bit too intense, but I feel like if you're a lighter or more fair in skin tone, you would love that palette. But the Angel Veil, I'm actually really excited about having a drugstore primer. But other than that, there was a lot of hits, more hits than I would say misses. There was only a couple things. This lip is like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I like it and I like the color and I like that it's cheaper than Kylie, but I don't like how tacky it is. I don't know, maybe I'm just being like really picky, but I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup look using all drugstore products. Let me know how you guys felt about it, felt about me doing this kind of video. If you guys want to see more drugstore, if you like a little bit more high end, although I don't really use like too much high end, like stuff can get really pricey. And I don't use the extremely pricey stuff, but let me know what you guys think. If you guys want to see more drugstore, if you guys want to see me reuse some more of these products, any more videos you want to see, let me know down below. I was thinking about maybe doing like my favorite highlighters and how to highlight tip and trick kind of video. Let me know what you guys think about that. But other than that, thank you so much for watching, and if you aren't subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that little button down below before you go, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.